All right. All right. So now let's get started. What effect did your father, my grandfather, what effect did he have on your life?
My father point in my life was it was like a 2-point thing. It was very difficult with the effect that he had on my life as growing up as a boy. My dad had a sickness. My dad was an alcoholic. So his sickness didn't allow him to be the father that I needed. He was very hard and rough with me. He would do things in my life that caused me to really become an angry child. Angry and very violent. A lot of hate. In my younger days, I had a lot of hate for my father. I had a lot of dislike for my dad because my dad was an alcoholic, and he beat me as his way of raising me. So it was a 2-part thing that he had in my life. He caused me to hate him, and when I got in high school and I got a little older, I had the opportunity that it came to me to get to know my father. So when I got older, I got to understand. As a young kid, you don't understand anything. You don't understand why your parents are beating you. You don't understand why you're getting the discipline that you're getting. You don't understand none of that. Only thing as a child, you want to be loved. And so my father couldn't love me because he was sick. And the alcohol caused him. I knew he loved me, but he just couldn't show me that he loved me in the way that I thought that I needed to be loved. But when I got older and I got time to spend some time with him, to go down and see him, he lived in D.C. and I lived in Maryland. I lived in Langley Park over on Quebec Terrace, and I had an opportunity to go and skip school. And I would skip school and I would go down and spend time with him. And as going down and spending time with him made me to realize that my dad was sick. Alcohol caused him. He was a good man, but he was sick. So he couldn't love me. He couldn't give me the love that I wanted as a son, and that a father is supposed to give to a son. So it was like a 2-part. But when I found out that he was sick and he loved me, but he didn't know how to show me, it made me to understand that he was a good man. And in turn, the effect he had on my life, that when I had you, I wanted to be the father that he wasn't to me in your life. So that's the effect, a 2-part effect that my dad did for me. Some kids that have a bad dad grow up to be bad fathers. But I hated the way my dad was so much that I reversed it. I didn't want to be like him. But in turn, when I found out that doing drugs, my dad drunk, I did drugs. I found out that I was becoming just like my father. I was just using another method to get there. And when I found that out, that's when I quit. And that's when you came along as a little baby sitting in the crib and everything. And I would get high and go out to parties and everything and come in all messed up and everything. And I remember your mother saying to me, your son is going to be just like you. And I made a statement that my dad used to make to me all the time. And the statement my dad used to make to me was, you will never do what I do, but always do what I say. I made that statement when you was in the crib. I said, well, he'll never do what I do. He'll do what I say. And when I made that statement, I cried. And the reason why I cried is because I realized that I became like my dad. I just used another method to get there. You know, I wasn't abusive or anything like that, but I still was having a sickness of drugs. So I was becoming like him. And when I said that statement, I looked at you in the crib, that's when I decided that I'm going to stop doing drugs.